Hello, this is Roland, checking in to see how you're doing. Some of you aren't doing so good. You have issues. Well, maybe I can help. I've been around 25 years. And I've been on the radio for actually 26 years now. All over the country. Kansas City, Southern California, San Francisco, Seattle, Florida, West Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Missouri, Pennsylvania, all over the place. Nebraska, Mississippi, Louisiana. And my message is basically a very simple one. That your problems are twofold. Number one, you get upset too easily. You get upset. The reason you get upset is because you react. See, if you watch the old westerns, recently I've been reading quite a few, well, not quite a few, but I've been reading, I think I'm reading my fifth or sixth Louis L'Amour Western. He was a great Western writer. He actually won a presidential medal. President Ronald Reagan gave him a presidential medal, and he also received a medal from Congress. Okay, just a great writer of the West. And he wrote about the old Western cowboys. But the thing was that when the cowboy walked into the bar, went up to the counter, and sometimes people would be teasing him. Hey, who are you? What do you think you are? You look kind of stupid. We don't like your type around this town. You know, you look like a greenhorn. Blah, blah, blah. And what would he do? The hero of the story? He wouldn't respond. He wouldn't respond. He wouldn't react. He remained calm. Now, sometimes he would act, but when he acted, it was in his own time and space, and it came as a surprise to the one who was teasing him, taunting him, tormenting him. Okay? He moved in his own time and space. It's a very important concept to understand. There's a difference between reacting. See, we all understand the difference between proactive and reactive. So we understand that. You learn that when you go to study management or when you're at work. You understand proactive. Well, it's something like that. Okay? It's something like that. Instead of reacting, instead of responding to the tease with what? With anger, irritation, upset, or anger and suppression, or anger and saying either saying and doing the wrong thing or suppressing the emotions and getting a tummy ache. Those are all wrong. Or running away or hiding, or those are all wrong. Now, what is the right thing to do? Well, in any particular circumstance, I can't tell you what the right thing to do is. You kind of have to be there, and you have to be very close to your intuition, close to in other words, your hunches. Okay? And you have to be objective. You have to be standing back and observing instead of reacting. And then when you do act, you will be responding to within, responding to intuition, to a wordless hunch, responding to what's right within, to principle. See? So you respond to the within, and then you act. But your timing is, but it's totally different than reacting and getting upset. Now, if you want to know more about this, well, you can read some of my books. Best thing to do is get my meditation. Okay? Because the meditation actually helps you to become objective. In other words, to take that mental step back. Another example. Someone's trying to create an argument. They're not sincere in making their points. They want to make an argument. They want to pull you into an argument. They want to get you angry and get you involved and all upset. That's what they're trying to do. So what do? You take a mental step back. Take a step back and observe the situation calmly. See, from that mental step back. You'll see what they're up to, so you don't react. You don't get pulled in. See? And so it's a very important principle. Okay? You learn to move in your own time and space with a different energy, not the energy of anger, not the energy of impatience, not the energy of fear, a different energy. Okay? It's actually love. It's a love energy, but it's emotionless. It's doing the right thing. So when you learn to trust what you know in your heart, when you learn to trust that, and then all of a sudden you just say something or do something. It comes from within, spontaneously. It's an outflowing. See, it's based upon your having looked within instead of reacting to what was going on the outside, you see? So then to others you appear calm. You are your own person. And should you move or answer, it'll come out of left field. See? Suddenly you say something and it's the right thing to say. Sometimes it's the truth, but it's truthful. It can be forceful at times, or it could be humorous. But whatever you say, it's the right thing, because it comes from internal wisdom. Okay? And it's the right thing, and it confuses them. See? They were looking for a fight, and instead you said, "Would you like to have a cup of coffee?" See? Or on the other hand, they expected to say something rude and have you shy away, and instead you confront them and point out what they're up to and tell them not to do it. See, it's just totally different than what they expected. Okay. Anyway, I think the best thing you could do is get my meditation and give it a try. It really would, because what you need is objectivity. You need to find out how to stand back, how to take a step back from thoughts and emotions, and a step back from circumstance. So you can be, Christ talked about being in the world, but not of the world. Okay? Christ said something too about the spirit that comes and goes, and like the wind. You don't know where. See, that's the way that kind of person is. There was a nice television show long time ago, and I don't know if you remember it or not. It was called Kung Fu, and it was about a Shaolin monk who came from China, and he was in the Old West, and he was looking for someone. I think I forget why he was there, but he traveled from town to town, drifted from town to town, and then he encountered happenings. Here was someone who was being attacked, and so he jumped in and helped them. And here was someone who needed help, and he helped them. See? So he encountered these different situations, and he always did what was right. He was always calm. And he moved in his own time and space. The show was brilliantly written, acted. You just have, if you can see any of the episodes. There's also a movie that he made. It was Carradine was his name. Remember, it was David Carradine, I think, was the actor. Brilliantly done. And I think you would enjoy that. Okay. Another good movie to watch. This was made even longer ago. I mean, this was a long time ago, but good. See, the old movies hold up. It's called High Noon, the original High Noon. I don't know if they've made a remake. If they have, don't watch it. Watch the original movie, High Noon, with Gary Cooper. And it's a story about, well, I won't tell you the story, but he had to do the right thing. Even though everybody was telling him, no, don't do it. But he did the right thing. He faced the bad guys, and then he won. See, you'll win. You will win. But winning doesn't mean not maybe knocking someone down or winning the game. Not that kind of winning. You'll win in other words, right will triumph. See, that's what we want. We want right to triumph. We want justice. We want fairness. See, and of course, kindness. We want those to triumph, and we want innocence to be preserved. Okay, so you can become a knight in shining armor. You can become a very noble person. You're just a regular person going about your business, but the way you carry yourself with a certain dignity, the way you have a light touch, the way you remain calm when other people are upset, the way you are honest and forthright. See, people respect that, and may even come to love it. And you men, that's what your wives and children need to see from you. They need you to be forthright, with a twinkle in your eye, and kind, see, and courageous. And you have to have an emotionless agape love. Okay? And do the right thing. You have to do the right thing, and you have to know what's right and stand for what's right. Okay? So the meditation will help. The meditation will help. Because you need objectivity. See, now you get pulled in. When you get pulled in, you become emotional. And when you're emotional, the old memories come back from previous situations where you failed, where you became angry and said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing. Okay. Plus, when you're pulled in emotionally, you don't see the big picture. You don't see it with wisdom. See, you see it with a imperfect knowledge of making a judgment. See, and then acting on some. See, thinking, worrying, planning, and then acting with the some emotion of resentment or anger or excitement, and then getting it wrong. The wrong timing, the wrong energy, the wrong motive, everything wrong. But if you stand back and you learn to stand back and observe, and then, see, and then sometimes you don't have to say anything or do anything. Things resolve themselves. Instead of jumping in and making a mess out of everything, things often will resolve themselves. And you didn't do anything other than you remained calm. Okay? Well, this is, I think, this is the fourth now in this series of lectures about courage. Okay? This one was how to move in your own time and space. Incidentally, if you're interested in the meditation, I have a free version at because see, look at it this way. If you're angry, it's not, you're going to mess it up. If you're upset, not good. If you're nervous, not good. If you're anxious, not good. If you're worried, not good. If you're fearful, not good. See? So before you decide to do you don't even want to decide, because whatever you decide now, it'll be wrong. So just whatever your issues are, first practice the meditation and learn how to be objective, how to be centered, get centered. Then you'll be able to approach life with reason, okay, and calmness, and agape love, emotionless love. Okay, and can you see? And you would develop faith as you begin to try this new way of being your own person instead of being a people pleaser. See, or instead of being angry, or instead of being so angry that you're totally suppressed, never say anything because you're so suppressed. Okay, instead of any of that. Try this new way. This way of being spontaneous. Standing back a little bit and then being spontaneous. And this new way of not getting angry. Being your own person. Being calm. Watchful. See? And then out of that will then come the right thing. The wise thing. The right thing. See? The fair thing. So there's a lot more I can say about this topic, about doing what you know is right in your heart, always doing what you know is right. See? But you will become aware of that if you're objective, because you'll be close to the source of the inner light. You'll see what's right. And if you're committed to do the right thing, then that's courage. It'll seem like courage to other people. To you, won't feel like anything. You won't have any feeling whatsoever. You're just doing the right thing, or saying the right thing, or you're not doing the wrong thing. Sometimes not doing the wrong thing is the right thing. Okay? I think this is a good little video. I'll talk more about it more about this topic of courage and confidence. Oh, what I was going to say is, as you start to use this new way and see how things resolve themselves, and how you have less problems, and new problems are nipped in the bud, and old ones surface, and you observe them, and somehow you deal with them properly, and life becomes simpler, and you begin to have some dignity and some self-respect. Okay? And you begin to have confidence in this new, quiet, calm way of dealing with things. And you'll begin to develop faith. You'll have more faith in not knowing. See, you'll approach a situation and you won't know what to do. See, in the past you tried to decide what to do and messed everything up. Now you won't know. You come in, see, you're not upset, you're not angry. People see that you're not upset, you're not angry, you're kind of friendly, and it's not phony either. It's not an act. You don't know what to do. But you want to do the right thing. See, you do want to do the right thing. See, and your roots go deep into rightness. See, and then you'll just see, because you're grounded in what's right. Then what flows out will be the right thing. See how that works? And you will just be the conduit for it. See, all of a sudden you'll just say something, it'll be right. The situation is diffused, and see, it's just beautiful. So more about this next time.